Once you have established an emergency fund, a natural question arises. Where should I park the money? Now, this can be more complex of a question if you have substantial cash reserves. I'm Mitchell Hockenbury, and I'm going to explain 3 options for placing your emergency fund to maximize interest earned. The first question I ask when someone wants to know how to maximize their emergency fund is, how much money? The reason is made clear when I mention the following. If you're comparing 2 savings vehicles and the difference is 1% between them, that's only $100 more interest on $10,000. It's $1,000 more on $100,000. Now, I'm mentioning this because for some, it just isn't worth it to move money around for $100 or so. If you don't want to be bothered with it, keep things simple. That's the best thing. Just open a separate savings account at your bank or your credit union and be done with it. Now, for some people, having the account far away from them is the best thing to do. Far away from their regular bank, I should say it that way. That's because if they have access to that, then they want to spend it. So set up an account at a different bank and then don't get a debit card or checks. That way, the only way to access for a true emergency is by going into that bank. For those that do want to maximize the interest earned on the emergency fund, here's 3 options. Number 1, the online bank option. 2, laddered CDs. And 3, I-bonds. Okay, let's go through each of those things and make sure that we're clear. The first option is the online bank option. I say this because generally speaking, an online bank will pay you more on your savings than a brick and mortar bank. They have much less overhead and they need to entice you to save with them. So go into a site like nerdwallet.com or bankrate.com. They're 2 places that compare all the banks that are out there and they could point you to the bank with the highest rates. Additionally, maxmyinterest.com is a new service I have heard good things about that will automatically move your money around to different online banks as one bank raises rates. Now, I haven't used that, so I can't recommend it just yet, but the idea does sound intriguing, and perhaps it's another video idea if one of you guys wants me to do one. Option 2, laddered CDs. So certificate of deposit is the CD. The idea behind the laddered CD is to buy equal dollar amounts of different expiration dates. So let me give you an example. You can buy a 5-year, a 4-year, a 3-year, a 2-year, and then a 1-year CD. So after 1 year goes by, that 1-year CD is expiring. The 5 has become the 4 has become the 3 has become a 2, the 1 has now expired. You buy another 5-year. So a 5-year CD pays more interest than a shorter term CD. I think this is an ideal method for you to store your emergency fund if you have substantial amounts. Just make sure if you withdraw early, the penalty is relatively small. Think 6 months or less interest penalty on a 5-year CD. Option 3, I-bonds. These are issued by the federal government at treasurydirect.gov. You can buy $10,000 per year per person. Now, the nice thing about them is they are liquid enough so you can get the money quickly with a small penalty, but not so liquid that they become like a temptation to spend. No matter which choice you make, think of the emergency fund or CD ladders as the reason you can afford to take risks elsewhere with your investment accounts. It isn't supposed to make you rich, it is supposed to provide you with safety. Be sure to visit my website, personalfinancemadeclear.com, for links to the mentioned resources. If you haven't seen my video on how much of an emergency fund you need, be sure to watch it next. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Personal Finance Made Clear YouTube channel, please do so now. Thanks.